What's up, my fellow adventurers? Kevin here for Living the Grand Adventure. Over here at East Fork State Park, figure I'd go ahead, take a few moments. I'm going to go over my cook system I've been carrying on trail. I've been using this cook system the entire year of 2019. It's a great setup. Of course, you guys have seen my cook pouch here that I made out of Reflectix. I've actually been carrying this almost a year now. Made it before vacation last year. We're going to go ahead and actually set it up and actually cook a lunch for me. I've got some Chinese noodles, but we're going to go through the system to start with. Okay, so do have my titanium spork here. Paid about $8 off Amazon for it. It's just a little knockoff. It's not a Toast. It's not anything special, but it works great. It's very, very light. These actually work great to actually even eat steak with, as far as the prongs. Of course, it's got the spoon. And this little setting right here, it's a can or bottle opener, which is awesome. But also, if your system is sitting on a fire, which this actually wouldn't, but say you have a pot that would, it's great to work and pull that off there so you don't burn your hand. It's an awesome little piece of equipment that I like. I do carry a little cloth to actually dry out my pot, because most of the time I do dehydrated meals, get the water out of there so it doesn't, get anything wet inside the pot. So that's what this is for. Also, I use it to kind of wipe my fork off. I have a little mesh pouch to kind of keep it all together. Now, inside my pot, we'll go over the pot here in a minute. I do have an Alpine Mountain Gear 10-ounce cup. Generally, I use this for tea or instant coffee. It's perfect size for me. A little bit of caffeine on the trail. It's awesome. Also comes with this lid that actually keeps it warm in cooler weather. Haven't had a chance to actually test it in weather, so we're not going to give a full review on this. This is just an overview. But it is nice to actually have that. It's very, very lightweight. I did used to carry a wood kuksa. That was a little heavy. I do carry it on special occasions, but for now, this is working great for me. Of course, got my fuel canister. I don't have the smaller one just yet. I haven't been carrying that. I've been carrying this mainly because I'm normally not on trail by myself. And this actually works really well for a family. For instance, we've got a couple people over there who don't even have a fuel canister. They just have their little stove. So we've been sharing this canister. So that's why I carry the bigger one. Eventually, if I start soloing enough or doing longer hikes where something a little bit smaller, a little bit less weight actually matters, I'll go down to that smaller one. Like I said, this is the 220. I'll go down to that 110, but it works for me. I do carry a little sponge just on the outside chance that I have anything that needs to be scrubbed, get some of that residue off. That's actually, it was a full-size sponge. We just cut into 4. Works great. Do have a lighter and matches, both. One for starting fires if it would become a necessity. Also, 2, this little stove I have doesn't have an electric light. This is the Fome Sports Outdoors. It's basically a BRS stove that I got off Amazon for, I believe, about $10. So it's actually a little bit cheaper than the BRS. And I like trying out a little bit cheaper stuff just to see if it's as good as the counterpart. And this actually worked great. In this particular cup, I can generally boil 16 ounces of water in roughly 4 minutes. So this works great. It has the little design there, the circle design, where the flames don't come straight out, they come out at an angle, which actually makes it hotter because you get better airflow in there. And of course, the main reason for this video is I'm going to go cover this. This is the GSI Outdoors 1-liter boiler. This is an awesome piece of equipment. I've had it literally since about January. I've had it on trail roughly over 100 miles now. But this works great. It's a Halulite aluminum boiler. It's real lightweight. It's not quite as light as a titanium pot, but it works great. I wouldn't recommend putting it over the fire mainly because of this rubber, but it can be used over fire if you're very, very careful. I have yet to do that. I just use my little stove here. It does have the markings on the outside, both in milliliter and ounces. It's also on the inside if you can't tell. And that's really nice to have on trail because, you know, generally most of your meals are 16 ounces, but if you want something just to drink, you do your 8 ounces. If you've got multiple meals you're going to do for family, you can actually do up to 32 in here, and it does boil in here on this little stove. And of course it has a nice little lid. So that's my setup. Liter of water, my noodles. So we're going to get to cooking, see how this turns out, guys. Go ahead and get our stove put together. Basically the stove just fits right on top of the fuel canister. It's self-sealing, so once you get it on there, it doesn't leak. Got that going. Gotta move some stuff away because it does get pretty hot up under there, guys. So, gonna heat up. I'm gonna go for 24 ounces of water. I don't think I'll actually need quite that much, but I'm gonna do it because I want to make sure that these get kind of done. This is just basically Chinese noodles with seasoning. It's kimchi. It's gonna be awesome. But I'm also going to go ahead, do me a cup of tea while we're sitting here talking. Good midday cup of tea is always good on the trail, especially when it's not super hot, which is quite comfortable right now, mid-70s. So, got it filled up to 24 ounces, like I said. Has the dehydrated line right inside. That's awesome. I like it being on the outside and inside. It just makes it so much easier. So we're going to get our stove going. Basically, a little lighter, or match, but I'm using a lighter. Turn it on. Voila. Get our stove up there. Now I'm not going to turn it up full blast because it'll get very loud and you may not be able to hear me over the canister. But we'll go ahead and let that boil, and I'll talk about this right here. Like I said, it's a Halulite aluminum boiler, 1 liter. It will do the full liter of water, which is awesome. That comes in handy, especially in the winter if you've got multiple people out, everybody's wanting a hot drink, you want hot food. Generally you can get, well, you can definitely do 2 mountain houses at the same time because most of those are actually 16 ounces. You can do both of those at the same time, or just do a simple dehydrated meal. It takes about 10 ounces, 12 ounces, and everybody still have a little something to drink that's warm. I'm doing oolong tea today. I talked about how good this is. It actually works great on trail because you don't have to have sugar with it. No sweetener required. You may not be your cup of tea. I also like Earl Grey. I don't use sugar with it. There's others I do use sugars, but that's actually the 2 I don't. And now, just going to let it boil up. Little tip on the trail when I'm actually, especially out in the woods, not so much at a picnic table, but I like to keep all my stuff down in here. The way I don't lose track of it. Especially like if you're later in the day or it's dark, if you keep it down in a little pouch like that as you're cooking, once you're done, you can just get it all gathered back up in the same spot, and it makes it a lot easier on you, less headache trying to find something. I actually paid the price. This is my second spork that I bought. The exact same one. I carried the same one, first time I ever used one of these, into Zaleski back in March. We got to slide a little after dark. It was raining. I lost it in the leaves, so I had to rebuy it. That's $8 down the drain, guys. I mean, and some of those sporks, you know, like some of the totes, especially the longer ones, now you're talking upwards of $25, $30. Like Sea to Summits, they're pretty expensive. So save the headache, keep everything together, be smart on the trail. Alright, I already started getting a little bubble in there, so that's pretty awesome. That's about full blast right there, guys, so shouldn't take long at all to really heat up. I'm gonna go get my noodle bag open here. That way we're ready to go when it's time for this to get put down in my cook pouch. Because what we're going to do, we're going to fill it up just above the noodles, probably right about here. And this is 2 packs of noodles. I don't know if I'm going to eat it all, but it's really good, so I might. But yeah, I'm going to fill it up right about here, give it a good toss around, good stir, get everything mixed in, get all those seasonings and the little dehydrated vegetables up in it. And then we'll drop it down the cook pouch, 5 to 10 minutes. You've got a great lunch on the trail, guys. Now remember, this is 24 ounces of water in 70-degree weather, so it's cooking right up, guys. Put my trash in my pocket. Don't ever leave trash in the woods. No trace, guys. Leave no trace. Got a little steam already. So I'm saying this little stove, I mean, it really for $10 works well. I'm really impressed with it. And of course with the boiler, I mean, it's conducive to heat. The Halulite aluminum actually really sucks in that heat and draws it to the water. So it really heats up fast. So can you see the steam, guys? I don't know if you can. It's actually got the bubbles already along the bottom. We'll have a rolling boil probably in the next minute and a half. It's pretty quick for a little BRS type stove there, guys. Oh, looks like we've got a boil. So we'll go ahead and turn that off. Yeah. And a nice little rolling boil there. So definitely didn't take long. I will do a video if you guys like, if you request it, and time an actual boil on that particular pot there with the stove. I'll probably go ahead and put up either here or here. Me actually testing it the day I got it back in January. It was in 20-degree weather. I do have some notes on it on what the temperature was at the time of testing and the amount of time it took to boil 16 ounces of water. I'll put that little clip up there showing that I did that, and a little annotation from my notes showing how long that actually did take. And we're going to get this dropped down in here in the cook pouch. Kaboom! Close it up. And it's going to sit right there. Go ahead and get my tea going. Like I said, did plenty of water for both. It's about 8 ounces of water. And still got a little bit in there. I'm gonna let that cool off. I'll put it back in here. I'm not gonna waste any of the water we have. Why would I do that? You know, I don't want to have to go filter if I don't have to. I mean, it's a little time consuming, but I will do it. I do have my Sawyer Micro with me, so that works. Gonna cover that back up so no bugs get in there. Now it's almost time for lunch, guys. I always take this off pretty much as soon as I get done with it. Let it cool off. The base actually doesn't get very hot. That top is still pretty warm, so you want to be careful with that. But it, you know, I take it off so there's a less chance of it actually leaking eventually. So, but yeah, that top is very hot. In fact, I was over at Indian Lake the last weekend. I had gotten done and had it sitting on a picnic table just like this, and I went to reach around it, caught my arm on it, and that was actually just a little touch, and it's a pretty nasty burn there. But, you know, that's part of life. You know, you live and learn. So it's been about 5 minutes. I did take it out one time, give it a good stir, put it back in here. They should be pretty much done. Now, of course, this bag is going to be very hot. We do use freezer bags, if you're wondering, because they will hold the hot temperature of boiling water versus just a regular sandwich bag, which does have the possibility of breaking along the seam and leaking. You can do that and burn yourself, but you know, you pick it up, dripping everywhere. You could scald yourself on trail, and that's not a good thing. So do use the freezer bags because they do hold up to the temperature, and it works really well that way. But anyway, actually, first let's get my tea out of here because it's been steeping for a few minutes. I like it stronger, so that's perfectly fine, but that's probably enough there, guys. All right, we'll slip that over here. We'll take that with us, throw that away as well. And let's see if these noodles are done. I'm sure they are. Oh, it smells great. Oh yeah, I can tell they're already done. Look at them. Now I did crush them up kind of small, mainly because they will cook quicker that way. But you can kind of leave them whole. Just let them simmer, you know, sit in the cook pouch a little bit longer. Awesome meal on the trail. Definitely done. Even the little pieces of vegetable in here. I don't know if you can notice, that's a piece of carrot there. Completely soft. So, got me a good little thing of kimchi here. Got me a good oolong tea. Great mix. They're both kind of oriental flavored. Yeah, good tasting tea there. So that's really, you know, all there is to cooking dehydrated meals on trail. Get you a good pot. This was $30 on Amazon. Get you a good stove. $10 on Amazon. This runs about $5-6. I actually got it on sale for $3. And you know, the rest of it, I mean, this was just a little part of a microfiber towels that we got down at Walmart. I think it was a 12-pack for about $5. You know, Bic lighter, some matches, a little sponge we cut 4 ways. I mean, literally that was like $3. And the fuel you can get down at Walmart. This is the Coleman type fuel, $5-6. You can get them. I know I've seen them at Dunham's. If it's a sporting goods store, they actually have it even a little bit cheaper. Probably the most complicated thing is to make one of these. And if you guys ever decide you want to like a little tutorial on how to make one of these, I'll make one for you on camera. And we'll take a look at that, and I'll show you how to make one. If you guys are interested, definitely leave me a comment below. We'll take care of that for you as well. So guys, this is Lunch on the Trail with Living the Grand Adventure. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a shout out. You know, give me a comment, share, a like. Definitely subscribe to see more videos like this. We're going to be putting out more gear reviews. Got some tip videos coming for you guys. And of course, always our hiking videos where we're heading out into the woods, show you what we see and what we're doing. Guys, it's been a privilege to share this with you. See you on the trail in the next video. Always live your grand adventure to the fullest.